Hello family, welcome back to the channel. We are going to be learning about coffee farming in detail, and this is the first episode. In today's episode, we are going to be learning how you can propagate coffee traditionally by seeds. This is the most common method of coffee propagation and is typically used for growing new coffee plants from the coffee beans harvested from mature plants. The steps involved in propagation by seeds include harvesting coffee cherries. Coffee seeds are obtained from ripe coffee cherries. These cherries are usually picked when they are red or yellow, depending on the variety of the coffee. Select ripe, healthy fruit from the required variety and from plants that have good productivity, low or no incidence of rust, and good cup quality. Pulp the cherries, ferment them for one night, wash clean and dry the parchment slowly in shade or on raised platforms or trays with good air movement for 2 to 3 days. The moisture content of the seeds should not fall below 10%, otherwise the viability will be seriously affected. The seeds should be sorted to eliminate those that are small or abnormally shaped, or those that are infected with pests. A coffee seed that is used for planting is actually parchment, with the parchment hull still intact. It is not the green bean from which the parchment hull has been removed. When preparing the seed bed, use wooden planks or bamboo as sides for the seed beds, which should be about 20 centimeters high and 1 centimeter wide. Fill the beds with soil and sand mixture of 50% forest soil and 50% river sand. Red soil by itself is too compact for a good seed bed. Level the soil to the height of the sides of the seed bed. Water the seed bed before planting. Using a pointed stick, make furrows 12 mm deep across the bed and 100 mm apart. Plant the seeds flat side down, with seeds 25 mm apart within the row. Cover the seed with the soil mixture. The seed should be about 12 mm deep after planting. You can cover the beds with rice straw to give extra heat and retain soil moisture. Water gently and make sure the seed is not exposed when watering. As germination time is highly dependent on soil temperature, it may take from 30 to 50 days before the shoots appear. It is induced by placing the seeds in a sufficiently moist environment to absorb water. Depending on temperature and moisture, the cotyledon leaves develop after 4 to 6 weeks. Germination is first seen in the appearance of the radicle, which is the young root, 3 to 4 weeks after sowing. The hypocotyl, that's the part between the soil and the cotyledon, appears 20 to 25 days later and carries the seed, which is still covered in its parchment, out of the ground. Shortly afterwards, when the light covering is detached, the two cotyledon leaves open. These cotyledon leaves look very different from ordinary leaves. They are oval-shaped with undulating edges and 20 to 50 mm in diameter. At the same time, the terminal bud appears and produces two primary leaves. They are opposite and in pairs. The cotyledons will now die, having completed their role. The root system develops actively in the first weeks of germination. The taproot penetrates deeply into the soil and forms a great number of roots and rootlets. The first lateral branch appears 4 to 6 weeks after emergence. The plant will then have 5 to 11 pairs of leaves. These branches are opposite in pairs and alternate perpendicular points along the main axis. The primary branches have buds at each node that will develop either into secondary branches or into flowers under certain conditions. Do not let the soil dry out when seedlings are developing. However, take care and do not overwater, as seed can suffer from disease problems such as damping off. At the height of 200 to 300 millimeters, the young plants can then be transplanted. Planting seeds allows for genetic variation in coffee plants, which can lead to plants with different disease resistance, flavors, and growth characteristics. This method allows for the creation of new and potentially improved coffee varieties. On the other hand, coffee grown from seed can take about 3 to 5 years before it starts producing cherries. The genetic variability means that the coffee plants might have different growth habits or disease resistance, which can make maintenance more challenging. In the next video, we are going to be talking about how you can pot a plant before transplanting it directly to the garden. Let us meet in another video. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing, give the video a like, drop a comment to let me know what you think about today's beautiful video.